We are at the Los Angeles City Hall and proudly able to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters and Maids. It's significant because this is the first African American union formed in the country. What they had to endure, what they agreed to go through for the betterment of their children, for the betterment of people that they would never know, was just so incredibly selfless. They were able to plot the course for improvement of an entire community, an entire race of people. They were the on-ramp to the black middle class.
I think about how the Pullman porters would wear these really nice suits and the hats and everything. They were always very dignified, very respectful, but at home they were struggling.
The porters, when Mr. Pullman brought them on, they had terrible working conditions. It was just, my ancestors tell me how bad the working conditions were. So the union was called together to give us some rights.
It was A. Philip Randolph, who was the architect behind the March on Washington, who actually organized the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters. They became like a conduit to African American communities because they traveled on trains across the country. And so that was a springboard to the civil rights movement. If it was not for A. Philip Randolph and the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, I would not be in my position I am in today.
They did the best of everything. They served, they cooked, they shined, many times without sleep, because they wanted to present the right image for people to understand respect. Not calling like they did everybody George. Hey, George, do this. George, do that. It was just easy to call everybody George because they did not respect them enough of being called by a first name. But that respect never left them for whoever they were working for, taking care of the children for, ironing clothes for, fixing food for.
What I believe the contribution of the Pullman Porters organization was over the decades, not only to civil rights, but to the wider society. Well, it did a couple of things. The first thing it did was show black people amazingly that we can organize and get something accomplished that's worthwhile for the betterment of the entire society. Anytime everyone is doing well, it enriches the entire society. So if black people are doing better, then everyone is going to do better.
If you don't know your history, then you are doomed to, of course, repeat things that were not worthy of being repeated. You really miss the richness of how things evolved, how you arrived to where you are. Certainly for me, having the background of what my grandfather did really laid the foundation for my own ability to have my own home, to be college educated, came from his sacrifice as a Pullman porter. Now we're in position to do that for our children, and we know that we must.
That is a slice of American history that needs to be known. The people that worked on the trains had much dignity, and they were chosen because they knew how to serve people and they were very humane. So what I can tell you in 2025 is that we need that still. We need that humanity. We need that caring. We need that taking care of each other.